Enterprise Singapore's Scale Up program has seen about 80% of companies generate a combined $2.5 billion in additional revenue. The figures are from the first 7 cohorts within 3 years of joining the program. Nasyrah Rohim with more.
This 40-year-old beauty product distributor found that it needed to revamp its business processes, which it had deemed to be archaic and not future-proofed. It then decided to join Enterprise Singapore's Scale Up program.
We were actually able to embark on this business process re-engineering, and through it's a complete overhaul of all the processes that we have currently, and on top of that we were then able to layer on AI, RPA and all these other technologies to really ensure that we're future-proof and the company can scale better.
RPA refers to robotic process automation. Luxasia is part of the first 7 cohorts of companies under the program. As a result, 800 jobs were created, including in digital transformation and regional business development. As for this pharmaceutical firm, joining the program has lifted its presence in Southeast Asia. For example, its e-commerce presence in the region grew after a detailed analysis of the consumer health market and of its competitors.
We have decided to join Scale Up so that we can really upscale the organization. As the organization grown bigger, the competition is going to become more intense because we are going to compete with organization that is strategically relevant to us. So upskilling the organization is really going to be critical for us.
As for the uncertain trade environment, Deputy Prime Minister Gan Kim Yong reiterated the point that firms should not take a wait-and-see approach.
We can invest in our people, training, upgrade them, get them ready for the skills of the future. So begin to explore how you can reposition yourself. So when the time comes, when the word goes, and then we have to act very quickly. And there's no time for you to sit back and start to negotiate and start to think about reorganizing yourself. Because by that time, many competitors would have moved ahead.
Upcoming Enterprise Singapore initiatives include one on mergers and acquisitions in November, and potential focus groups on leveraging AI and emerging markets such as Africa.
And here to share more on this is Jeannie Lim, Assistant Managing Director of Services and Growth Enterprises at Enterprise Singapore, as well as Grace Chia, Deputy Executive Chairman of Rotary Engineering, a Scale-Up Cohort 7 participant. Ladies, great to have you in the studio with us. Now, Jeannie, I want to start with you. What exactly or how exactly does Scale-Up encourage local firms to innovate and also to tap new markets?
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, Scale-Up is really our flagship growth partnership program. It's really part of our Singapore Global Enterprises initiative, really aimed at helping promising Singapore companies to capture new opportunities. So we really look at how we can support them with best-in-class resources, with the best partners that are available, that are able to provide deeper market insights, help them to chart their growth strategies, deepen capabilities for innovation to be able to then expand and grow globally. And when you mention some of the challenges usually that the program helps companies with, I will sort of put them into 3 different challenges. The first is really in terms of the phase of growth. Usually after the first phase of growth, many companies tell us that they reach a sort of a plateau or a sort of inflection point, and they're really looking for new growth pathways. And that's where the Scale Up program can come in to really help to dissect, look at what are the market opportunities and help identify what some of these growth pathways might be, whether it's internationalization, starting a new product, a business unit, a new service, so on and so forth. A second challenge would really be around leadership. So we focus quite a bit on leadership development within the Scale Up program. A lot of our Singapore companies, they could be founder-led or family firms. And when they start growing to a certain scale and grow globally, they look at how they can better organize themselves for global growth, how they can professionalize the way that they are run to capture these opportunities. So Scale Up helps to address leadership. And the third would really be to address challenges that sometimes leaders face as they grow and expand their companies. The companies tell us sometimes that leadership can be a lonely journey. And so when we bring them together to sort of come together in a cohort. I think that's really what helps to address that journey together, and it gives them a very good support network to grow their business together and share challenges together.
Right. Now, Grace, I want to bring you into the conversation now. Can you tell us more about whether you resonate with some of these challenges that Jeannie has brought up, and how Scale Up has actually helped you and your team in innovating and spreading overseas?
Well, so Rotary has been a 53-year-old company, born and bred in Singapore, and we have grown together with Singapore in the petrochemical and the oil and gas and bunkering sector. So we've been here and headquartered here. It's also a founder-led business. I am second generation. And at the end of the day, what Jeannie is mentioning is perfectly accurate. We were at an inflection point. So when we were invited by Enterprise Singapore to join the Scale Up program in 2022, it was a time of global uncertainty because we were just coming out of COVID. The market dynamics were changed. Things were moving very quickly within our sector. We were moving from fossil fuels to transition energy. We were moving into alternative energy sources. So we came to a point whereby we felt there was an impetus of change in the way that we view business to be done in the new markets. And that's why we decided to embark on this journey. It's not been easy, but we decided to do so because we needed to professionalize, we needed to future-proof our business and do succession planning for the years to come.
And Jeannie, I wonder if you found that there were specific sectors that were more ready to innovate and also were showing more momentum when it comes to taking up Scale Up's help and initiatives.
Yeah, well, our Scale Up companies come from diverse sectors. So whether it's energy and chemicals, whether it's a trade, whether it's advanced manufacturing, precision medicine, and we are there to support no matter what sector they're in. I think in terms of where the opportunities are, Grace alluded to it earlier. The green economy definitely is something that provides a lot of opportunities for companies, whether it's looking at energy transition, whether it's looking at carbon capture and storage, whether they're looking at climate adaptive, climate resilient solutions. So within the green economy space, we think that's where there's a lot of opportunities, even for companies from traditional sectors to start pivoting their businesses. The second really big chunk, I would say, would be in tech and innovation. How can companies undertake digital transformation? How can they leverage generative AI, agentic AI, to really transform the way that they're doing businesses and to engage with their customers? So regardless of the sector they're in, there are opportunities, and I think the Scale Up program helps them to identify these opportunities and to pivot and grow accordingly.
Right, and speaking of these opportunities as well, Grace, what are you looking forward to in this sense when it comes to innovation or taking up Scale Up on some of these suggestions as well?
Yeah, so for us in the energy sector, I think we're looking into building capabilities. So within the new energy space, we're looking at building capabilities into ammonia, LNG, which we already have experience in, as well as other energy sources like methanol and hydrogen and carbon storage. So these are some things that we have done through the Scale Up program to identify these market needs. And then from there, we have developed our capabilities. So from the Scale Up program, we have actually expanded our capabilities to include these in our services. And recently, we've just been awarded a project in Abu Dhabi with the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company to build the first green ammonia, one of the world's largest green ammonia plants in Ruwais in Abu Dhabi.
And also, in November, EnterpriseSG will start to introduce a mergers and acquisition program. Can you tell us very quickly more about that, Jeannie?
Yeah, given what's happening in the global landscape, there's a lot of volatility, there's a lot of fragmentation, but we think actually where there are troubles ahead, there are also opportunities. Companies have been telling us that they're seeing opportunities to expand through mergers and acquisitions, through inorganic growth. So we want to be able to support that growth. And so we've come up with what we call Scale Up X, focusing thematically on mergers and acquisitions. So this will help to build capabilities for the companies to identify how to embark on M&A, what they should be looking out for, and actually help to pair them up with potential acquisition companies as well.
All right, exciting times ahead. Jeannie, Grace, thank you so much for coming into the studio and sharing your insights with us.
Thank you for having us.
I've been speaking with Jeannie Lim, who is the Assistant Managing Director of Services and Growth Enterprises at Enterprise Singapore, as well as Grace Chia, Deputy Executive Chairman of Rotary Engineering. That's a Scale Up Cohort 7 participant.